All right.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the Ask Dr. Collins show. If you guys have any questions for Instagram Live, start sending them in now. You'll also see this on Facebook, but I want this to be an open platform where people can ask questions about their health, wellness, like diet, fitness, stuff like that. But really the kind of work I do is centered around the spine and the top bones in the neck, the upper cervical spine. So if you guys have any questions, let's start answering them.
Okay, so the first question is going to be from @Medicine with Caitlin, and she wanted to know, did you always know that you wanted to be a doctor, and when did you determine your specialty?
I thought I wanted to be a plastic surgeon in college until I ended up having really bad back pain, and the only person who could help me with that was a chiropractor. And from there I started doing research and trying to find what the best, most effective forms of chiropractic were, and that led me to the upper cervical spine. And then from there, over the next few years, I was looking for the best upper cervical spine guys, and that's the kind of work I do, which is called advanced orthogonal. So from the time I was in college, in chiropractic school, definitely I knew I wanted to do that.
@Natalia Rodriguez, and she was wondering, what should I do to improve back pain?
Depends on what's causing your back pain. So you would want to get checked out to make sure you don't have a more serious problem, stuff like cancer, infection, things that might be more serious. But after that, you would want to focus on if it's musculoskeletal, if it's the muscles, if it's your disc, if it's stuff like that that's irritating nerve roots. You'd want to start looking at posture and correcting specifically the upper neck. Typically when you've had an injury from a car accident or sports or something, and those top two bones in the neck shift, it's going to cause your back to tighten up, and it puts a lot of pressure on the muscles, and then it also puts a lot of strain on the nerve roots that exit the spine, which can cause you a lot of pain. So it kind of depends on what's causing it, but once you've sort of weeded out that it's not something more serious, and you should go talk to a doc about that. If you have heat coming off of that back that's not just muscular, that can be an indication of something more serious. Go see like an internal doc if you're thinking about something more serious. But if it's musculoskeletal, an upper cervical atlas doc, somebody who works on those top bones in your neck, you should see.
Nurse Red Insta wanted to know, is texnic real, and if so, what can we do to help it?
For me, it's job security. So basically, forward head posture, which is texnic, is putting a lot of strain on the muscles in the back of your neck, but even in your shoulders. So when you have those tight traps, tight shoulders that you always want to roll out, it's because everything is so stretched forward, and it puts a lot of strain on those muscles. The closer you are to normal human posture and muscular function, it takes pressure off of those bands. You want to be more upright. So yes, it is very real. If you have an atlas misalignment, that's even going to compound it worse because everything's off already. But you want to be as upright as possible and not in forward head posture for any longer than you absolutely have to be. Maybe one day we'll see where we're using the devices more upright, but for now it's all like, I mean, I do it too. It's all of this kind of stuff. So.
@VayBobby149 wanted to know, how does sound really cure the positioning of a bone?
Awesome, good question.
So I guess also kind of explain for people that don't understand the Soundwave thing.
So first of all, the kind of work I do, advanced orthogonal, comes with no popping or cracking of the neck. Even though I'm a chiropractic physician, most people associate chiropractic with cracking. But there's actually types of doctors within chiropractic that do more cutting edge type work where you are releasing bones using Soundwave. What you have to have for that to be able to work is very specific x-rays of the head and neck. So I have to take digital x-rays, measure those with engineering software, and then I'm actually going to use the table that I use as mechanical. The table is going to open up that neck. It's mechanical, It doesn't hurt or anything, but it'll open up and prep all of that anatomy back to normal. If you can imagine your head and neck being off, that table is going to prep everything towards symmetry and normal alignment. I'm going to influence that joint back into normal position, and then based on the math that I get from the engineering software, I'm going to line up over that joint the Soundwave instrument, and with one release, one impulse, it's going to set that bone back into its normal range of motion versus having it locked up and stuck up underneath the skull and trying to crack or pop it. I want it to be set and released and have it stay in position over time. That's what gets people better, not adjusting them all the time. So in terms of the physics of it, if you want to go super nerdy, similar to it's a Newton's cradle toy, and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the little steel balls that are suspended. You drop one on the end goes. The same physics are at play with the kind of work I do, where those little steel balls in the middle don't move, but the first and last one will go. Basically, your skull is placed on the headpiece of the table. It's locked in place, and then I'm influencing the bones underneath and getting them ready to go. And then the sound wave that's lined up over that is like the first ball that hits. That sound wave travels through the bones because everything's fixed. It doesn't move. It's not going to bounce. It's solid. It can move through that structure and release those top bones that are ready to go. So same kind of physics happening there.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Thank you for a nerdy question. I don't get to do that all the time.
Lady Kathy 62 just asked, do you know any good doctors in your field in Las Vegas? Off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head. I know there's one in Cali. We can look for you.
And we'll send you a DM.
Yeah, we'll shoot you a DM.
I'll write it down.
There's only about 50 of us in the U.S. that do this specific technique. There's Atlas doctors that do different approaches. Probably, if I had to estimate, like 1,000 of them in the U.S. We'll get you fixed up. We'll find somebody.
At LovelyD335 wanted to know if you could please show us how to strengthen the neck muscles.
Nice. Okay, so typically any type of PT or chiropractor that's going to help you strengthen your neck is going to center, any type of exercise is going to center around strengthening the anterior neck. And the reason is when your neck is out of alignment for any period of time, or you have a desk job or something where the neck is weak, it's going to typically be weakness of the anterior cervicals because you're going to be in forward head posture. So normal anatomy should look like this from the side. What you'll notice as things weaken is the shoulders are going to start to round forward. The back will kind of round. You'll internally rotate on the shoulders versus external. Everything will kind of collapse at the chest. The chest will tighten up. The front of the neck gets weak and the back of the neck gets real tight. So your upper back is all stretched out and weak. The front of your neck is stretched out and weak. Your chest is tight and your upper neck and the back is tight as well. So any good rehab for your neck should center around strengthening your shoulder girdle and then the front and back of your neck. So it's something we instinctively do when we wake up in the morning anyway, because we're forward head posture and like fetal position. As soon as you wake up, you go like this, you open your chest up, you tighten up your back, and then you contract the front of your neck and go, right? Get that stretch in there. Same thing, but the technical doctor version of it is called a Mackenzie cervical retraction. So instead of extension or flexion with the neck, you would want to do what's called retraction, where you bring it straight back. So your chin doesn't come up or down. You stay level and come straight back. And you would want to open the chest up and tighten the upper back to initiate that movement. And you'll contract the muscles in the front of your neck under your chin to draw everything back. When you do that, and you don't want to go like full Hulk, smash on it. You just want to wake those muscles up and contract them. You should feel the back of the neck kind of open up. You should feel tension between your shoulder blades, and you should feel your chest release. The name for this syndrome is called upper cross syndrome. You're doing the opposite. So we'll have those crisscrossing muscles, tight chest, weak back, and then flip-flop, weak neck, tight neck. You're going to strengthen back here, strengthen up here, stretch, stretch. So cervical retraction. There's tons of videos on YouTube. If you look up Mackenzie cervical retraction, but that's kind of the basic breakdown.
At Valhalla was really liking our body art posts, and she was wondering where we get our pictures from.
Kelly does most of it. Kelly finds the pics, but
Like Pinterest and internet.
Pinterest. I think the body is beautiful. I think it's an amazing design. I talked about this last week, but everything in nature kind of reflects the inside of the body and vice versa. So there's really beautiful design. For me, I believe in God. So when I look at the body and respect it from that perspective, it's really interesting how it's both beautiful and functional. Like, you don't have any extra parts, and everything works holistically together to support, your lungs, your heart, your GI. Everybody's working together. There's no extra parts or anything that shouldn't be there. So it's really beautiful, and when you can kind of take a picture of a inside of your brain, right? And you look at the design of that and it matches up with how a tree looks, or even looking at cross-section anatomy cuts, it's beautiful. You guys should take time and do that, and it would really open up your mind, respecting your body and its design, instead of just sort of like taking this thing that you ride around in for granted. It would be like having an Aston Martin and never caring about the car. Like, you are riding around in a very
The
cool.
comments are really, really ridiculous.
Too
today.
trippy. Too much in the what? Give me a good comment.
No, they're just like, I don't even know. Jesse goes, these comments today. Palm Beach Plantation is loving it.
Right on.
He says his wife's neck is always hurting, yo.
What are you
Where
doing? He's in
is
Palm Beach?
Great Neck Falls, yo. And
Yo.
then he said, that lady sounds hot. I want to see her neck, yo.
You?
And then said, it's probably his wife, yo.
Wife's here too, but no.
Oh, why is the video paused? Sorry, my thing.
So, yeah. Go look up some anatomy stuff.
Doctors are rich.
Doctors are rich?
Yeah,
No, I have a lot of
they say.
student loans, actually.
Doctors are rich, yo.
No, yo, we're not.
We're out here saving the world, though.
But if I
We miss Parker.
prescribed meds and did surgery, I'd probably be rich.
I know, Parker's not here today.
Yeah, Parker was being bad. He was scared of the 4th of July thunder.
And then we got a thank you for going live today. Really appreciate the answers and bonus study motivation.
Yeah, study. What are they studying there?
She was the nurse, so
Cool.
I'm guessing nursing school.
Appreciate the body for, I feel like everybody takes it for granted in medicine for the most part. We hyper-focus on a part, like, oh, I'm a cardiologist, or I'm a podiatrist with the feet. Look at the body holistically and how it all works together, and really appreciate the design of it. Don't get hung up on naming parts. So it's like in life, as soon as you label something or someone, you instantly remove the need to think critically about it or appreciate it any further. Like, as soon as I give it a name and kind of understand how it functions, I can move on. But imagine almost if we didn't have a name for any of the parts. School is all about naming those parts and giving you a brief understanding of how they work. Instead, just look at how these systems and parts work together, and you'll appreciate them totally different. Honestly, if you're in nursing school, look at it like that, because when you have a patient in front of you, that's how you have to think. If you're going purely on like basics, you're gonna end up doing the wrong thing with them.
All right, any last words, or was that was a good last word?
Yeah.
Alrighty, next Thursday, guys, start sending your questions if you think of any. Oh no, we won't be here
No,
next Thursday.
we're taking next week off,
Yeah, next
so
week
we will
have
not be
off.
here next week.
I'll
But
go live. We can still go live.
shoot in any questions you guys have to Instagram DM so that we can do this each week and answer your questions. And then thank you guys for watching. If you have any input, we'd love to hear it so we can serve you guys better and bring you guys value and help you not get caught in like a drug and surgery mode. So that's the whole thing we're trying to do, is liberate you guys and give you guys different ways of thinking. So blessings. See you in 2 weeks
1 week.
around 11:30.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay, bye.
Bye.
178 viewers. this
Getting
time.
there. getting there. I think being later helped actually.